Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. So in this video, we're going to be talking about what do we want from other people in relationships and what can we aspire to want. This is a very difficult topic because we all want, human relationships are primarily selfish. We want things from the other person. We want the other person to make us happy. We want the other person to do things for us based on what we need and what we desire and what we think they should be giving us. And we don't really think, we don't really ruminate, we don't really put any attention and effort onto what do we want to give to the other person. How can we help the other person? Even um Even when we give many times, we think that we are giving selflessly, but we're giving so that we can receive. We're giving so that we can say, hey, see, I loved you this much, I gave you this much, now it is your turn to give me. It is your duty to give me. It is your um, you are supposed to now give me. So it is not selfless many times. So how do we get from this place of selfish needs for things within relationships to being selfless? Because our real joy comes from giving, not in receiving. It does come from receiving, but our deeper joy comes from giving than from receiving. This is something that is very, very profound. This is very powerful. I learned this many years ago and it is so profound. But it is so difficult to actually understand it like knowingly. It's difficult. It's there are many levels even of like, there's a realized knowledge and there's an intellectual knowledge. Gyan is intellectual knowledge and realized knowledge is Vigyan. So in the English terms, there's four levels of learning. There's unconscious incompetence when we don't know what we don't know. There's conscious incompetence where we're aware we don't know this. There's conscious competence when we're starting to learn this stuff. And then there's unconscious competence where we're unconsciously competent. We just know how to do it, like driving a car. We don't have to think about it. So, Gyan is at the level of conscious competence. We know it, we're studying it, we've done it. And then Vigyan is at the level of unconscious competence when it's become part of us. So the way it's written in the scriptures is there are three things. There's Shravanam, which is where we're listening, we're learning. So that's part of the conscious competence. There's Mananam, where we're thinking about it and contemplating it about and getting all of our questions answered. And then there's nididhyasan where it becomes unconsciously competent. So they're going from the shravanam, which is hearing, from conscious competence to unconscious competence in three stages. They're adding a stage in the middle where we're thinking about it, and then we're meditating on it and contemplating on it and absorbing it and making it our own in the final stage. So yeah, I guess I got a little bit distracted with this, but what we want to do, so what I'm saying is yeah, here, so what I'm saying is that I have had this knowledge. I would assume that I was at the middle stage of, like, I was consciously competent, but not just intellectually. I had some knowledge, but even within the Vigyan stage, even within the unconscious competence stage, there are many, 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 many layers. It's not just that you go from one to the other and boom, it's done, right? It doesn't work like that. There are many layers to even knowing it. So knowing it, even though I know it, I've still been wanting things from people, even though I know and I understand, knowing it, like, not just intellectually, but I've felt it. Even after feeling it, I've wanted this. So this is the reason that the path to Krishna consciousness is so beautiful, because we learn how to just give and love God. That is the ultimate goal, and there is a huge amount of focus on that. That I don't want anything. You can do whatever you want to do with me. I just want to love you. Now, this is a very difficult thing to do with another human being. I wouldn't recommend it with almost any human being. There's some that you can do this with, but it's very easy to be taken advantage of by other human beings. And it is not just very easy. I mean, it's okay even if we're taken advantage of, it doesn't matter. What other human beings have the ability to do is to kill our confidence and our ability to function in this world. They have the ability, when you appreciate somebody a lot, then there is a possibility, if the person has an ego and if the person does not have the ability to hold that intense amount of appreciation that you have for the other person, They have the ability to kill your confidence and make you feel like you're not good enough, and that's not healthy at all. So I would not recommend that you just give, but you give when you know that you can protect yourself, when you have enough shields around yourself that you can protect yourself. Then yes, you give, because that will give you more joy. But to get to that stage, first of all, you have to understand where you are right now. You cannot get to that stage just like that. It's not possible. You have to understand where you are right now, and based on that, you act. So if somebody says something or does something to hurt you, it's like a wound. Like, let's say there is a wound here. Then you put a band-aid on it. You protect it. You protect it from the rest of the world, right? So you hide it. You have to take care of it, and you have to let it heal. And then when it heals completely, or when it heals enough that there is a scab on it, then you can remove the band-aid, and then you can start to talk about it. So it's not that you just talk about everything to everyone, because they otherwise it will, if there is a wound and somebody puts salt on it, it will hurt more, right? Or somebody hits on cuts it deeper, then it will hurt more. So you have to protect it, and you have to hide it, so that people don't know that there is a wound, and they don't just cut it like that. You have to find the right person, right group of people, right forum in order to do that. You can go to personal growth forums, or you can, like, think people where people are working through things, and people are sharing also their deepest fears, and their, so where everybody is sharing, so that when everybody's wounds are open, they're much less likely to kill your wound, to sorry, hurt your wound further, to deepen your wound. So yes. So even it's the same with giving as well. When you give, you have to be careful that you are, so you figure out where you are, and if you are completely healthy, and if your shields are strong, then if somebody comes in even with a knife and cuts, then the knife will cut the shield, it will not cut the skin, right? If you're wearing protective gloves or something, for example, then you're okay. So you need to figure out where you are, and this process of personal growth, of spiritual growth, both of these help you to get higher and higher and higher and higher. So another example is, like, let's say there is a 10 level problem. So you write down 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 on a whiteboard or something, 1 to 10. So if you're at level 2, then the level 3 problem is going to be difficult for you. But if you raise yourself to level 4, which will take time, which can will take time, then once you raise yourself to level 4, then you can handle level 3 problems much more easily, and then you have to work, then level 5 problems will be more difficult. So you just keep raising yourself. So as you raise yourself, as you raise your own level, you're going to be able to give. The beauty of this is this: as you raise yourself, you are going to be able to give to other people more easily. You are going to be able to need less from other people, in relationships. And it is okay, absolutely, wherever you are, and it is okay to need relationships wherever you are. It's just, what I am suggesting, what I'm inviting you to do, is to have this understanding that I want to get to a place. Have this very clear understanding. I want to get to a place where I raise my level, so that I can give to people without feeling hurt, so that I can give to people without them being able to hurt me, without them being able to affect me, without them being able to go through my shields and create wounds, right? So I want to get to a place, and once you have that clarity of thought, that I want to get to a place where I can give to people, where I can be of service to people, where people don't hurt me, don't aren't able to hurt me, but where I can be of service to people, then you work, yeah, you do that. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say today. I wish you growth, and I'm getting distracted by the beeping at the back. That's the instant pot beeping. So yeah, I wish you a day filled with, not just a day of your whole life. I wish you lots and lots of growth, so that you're able to feel real joy, whatever that joy means to you. Whether, I believe that it comes from giving more than receiving, but whatever that joy means to you, receiving, giving, wherever you are at the moment, I wish you so much that you are able to receive an immense amount of joy. Radhe Radhe.